What's up everybody, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to take a look at the all-new 2020 BMW X3 M Competition. Huge thank you to Hendrick BMW Northlake. They're providing this SUV for today's video. I'll have the link to their website down in the description below. Definitely check them out. They have a huge selection of all the brand new BMWs and a ton of these M cars. So anyways, let's check it out. And the model that we're looking at today is finished off in Donington metallic gray and has an MSRP of $82,000. Underneath the hood, this features a 3-liter inline 6-cylinder twin turbocharged engine. It produces 503 horsepower and 442 pound-feet of torque. The engine is paired to an 8-speed Steptronic automatic transmission, sends the power to all 4 wheels, and with a curb weight around 4,600 pounds, you can expect to get 0 to 60 in 4 seconds flat. This new X3M is a true M car with a top speed at 155 miles an hour limited with an unlimited top speed at 177. The overall length is 186.2 inches, with a width of 74.7 and a height of 65.7 inches. And running off a 17.2 gallon fuel tank, you can expect to get 14 miles per gallon in the city and 19 out on the highway. The front end has an aggressive design to it with gloss black trim around the kidney-shaped grills, the lower grills, as well as the side vents. We get a forward-facing camera as well as 4 parking sensors up front, massive openings up front with a very aggressive mesh design down low. There's plenty of areas for air to pass through the front bumper to help cool the radiators as well as the intercooler. We get an aggressive lower chin spoiler as well as more aggressive lines around the front bumper. This has BMW's adaptive LED headlights with daytime running lights as well. And then moving our way to the hood, there's more clean lines that help flow the front bumper to the hood. And moving our way to the side profile of the car, we get another set of parking sensors within the front bumper, body color on the fender trim, a set of 21-inch wheels with a two-tone design finished off in gloss black and polished silver. This features ventilated and drilled rotors on all 4 corners with massive brake calipers finished off in BMW's blue. We get a trim piece behind the front wheels with the X3 M badge, gloss black side view mirrors with a really cool cutout just like all the other M cars. These do feature LED turn signals in them as well as a built-in camera. There's more gloss black trim coming around the windows, and then a sharp body line from the taillight going through the door handles and then going all the way to the front fenders. Very clean lines on the overall side profile of the car, and being a smaller SUV, it has a stubbier appearance, which gives it a super proportional and sporty look. And working our way to the rear end of the car, this also has a panoramic sunroof. We have gloss black roof rails as well with your shark fin antenna, a roof mounted spoiler to help give this car a more aggressive appearance, and then moving our way to the rear end of the car, there's 6 more parking sensors within the rear bumper, LED taillights, and then your X3 M Competition badge, gloss black trim for the lower rear diffuser, and then quad tip dual exhaust all finished off in gloss black. So there's a good look at the exterior as well as some of the performance specifications for the X3 M Competition. What do you guys think of this car? For me personally, I've always been a really big fan of these smaller SUVs, and with this one, even just sitting in it for like 10 seconds before actually checking out the full inside, I'm really liking what it has to offer. It looks really good. Just the proportions of it being a smaller SUV, everything is laid out very nicely to help give it an aggressive design. So now we have the key with the M colors on it. We're going to take a look at the interior. Go ahead and locking the car by tapping the BMW logo, then just going up to the door handle, placing my hand on it, automatically unlocks, and we can get a great look at the interior. This car has a full 2-tone leather interior. Making our way to the door panel, we have the black in this tannish color, all the tan stitching on it as well. Beautiful leather, very soft feeling. We have all the window controls, mirror controls, and then your power liftgate. A nice grab handle finished off with more leather and the stitching. We have a carbon fiber design along the top with some more black leather and stitching, also some ambient lighting. We have an aluminum grab handle to open up the door, lock, unlock, your memory seats, and then even a nice X badge on it. We get a speaker in the front portion of it as well as some storage down below. Moving our way inside, we have X3 M Competition along the door sill. We have the power adjusting seats. All of your controls are over on the side. We even have a bolstering support. The front of the seat does have a leg rest that can extend to give yourself a little bit more comfort. The seats have a really nice design. We have solid black leather along the sides with the tan stitching, some Alcantara along the insides of each bolster. And then more tan stitching finds its way all around the edges of the seat. We get the M badge up top, this beautiful design with the tan leather in the center, all perforated leather in the centers with this cool hexagonal stitching design to it. Very, very nice looking seats. Aggressive bolsters, so they're really comfortable to sit in and also are going to give you great performance out on the roads. And then now inside the car, we're greeted by a black leather steering wheel. We have the M color stitching on it as well as the M logo. And then keeping my foot on the brake, we have the red engine start stop button. We can go ahead and start it up. the center of the steering wheel, we have some leather as well as some stitching to it to give it a really premium look to it. Your heated steering wheel button controller is in the center here. We have all your cruise control settings over on the left side, and then Bluetooth and audio controls on the right side. This does feature steering wheel mounted paddle shifters. They have a really nice solid feel to them. And then over on the left and the right side of the steering wheel in these red toggle switches, these are your M buttons to configure different custom settings. Just tapping the 1, you can already hear the valves open up. Tapping the 2, it goes to a different mode. But I really like how the new M cars have these toggle switches up here rather than just a basic button. Just gives it a more sporty appearance. And then on the left side of the steering wheel, we have all the headlight controls, some silver and black accents around one of the air vents, and then we get the Harman Kardon audio system. And then there's some more stitching along the dash. This car also features a heads-up display system. You can see it there in the center with your speed as well as the speed limit. And then moving our way to the center of the dash, we have the full touchscreen display system. Scrolling over to your navigation, you can get a great view at how the map looks. Very easy to use, and it does have pinch to zoom, and it's just like using it on your smartphone. You can also use the entire screen with the panel down here. This has a rotary dial, very easy to use. You can also toggle it left, right, up, and down, and then right on the top here. You have shortcut keys all the way around this to make it a little bit easier to navigate. Hitting the menu button goes to the main menu screen. You can go through many different settings. You can check out the vehicle, a lot of the different settings and parameters of the car. And then hitting the button down here, this comes up with your intelligent safety. You can configure how you'd like that to be on. You can turn everything off or just do a few things. And then we'll go ahead and put the vehicle into reverse just to show you the camera system. So it has a top-down view over on the left side. You can even see my camera equipment down there. Very good graphics on it. Just tapping the screen once, it'll change the camera over on the right to the different views. Really nice how everything works. If you've seen other BMW videos, they all have this very similar design to it. And just tapping each little button on the left here, we can take a look at the 360 camera. It's actually very impressive how you can see all my camera gear over on the side. So I really like how BMW's done this. And even when I turn the steering wheel, you can see how everything changes. Everything is so easy to use. And then going into drive now, you can see how easy it is just to get myself right back into the spot. Now in park, it'll even show you where your doors are going to be open. You can adjust different things by turning your guidelines on and off, parking sensors on and off, and then you can get a look if you are entering this car into an automatic car wash. But I really like the overall screen and the display system for the cameras. Very good to have in a car like this. So then below that, we have more of the carbon fiber trim as well as some silver accents and some gloss black down below. The hazard switch, 2 more air vents, the engine start-stop feature as well as the start button. They have the climate controls down below, very easy to use. They get their own screen down here. You can easily adjust the ventilated seats, your heated seats, the temperature for the passenger and driver. Different zones come up and they all display on the screen as well. And then we have more of the climate controls over on the right side. There's a little bit of storage down below with a wireless charging pad as well as 2 cup holders. You can pull this back to reveal a clean look to it. We have piano black along this entire bottom center section. And then just like with all the M cars, this is a side-to-side motion for drive. With my foot on the brake going over to the right, we're now in drive. We can toggle between drive and manual. Pulling it over to the left, we're in neutral. And then left and forward is reverse. And then like the M cars, we have the button to toggle between how quickly you'd like the transmission to shift when you are using it in the manual mode. We have the park button on the back side. The shifter is finished off with some leather and aluminum trim. We even have some red color accents to it. We have your traction control on and off, and then this right here is for your different driving modes. Tapping the button on the top, it changes the different driving modes between Efficient, Sport, and Sport Plus. That's also where you're going to get a different exhaust tone within the valves. Hitting the comfort button, we have the same 3 settings, and then the steering, we have the same buttons as well. Down below that, we can toggle the active exhaust on and off, your parking sensors on and off, and then tapping the button in the center, the camera will come up as well. We have your electronic parking brake as well as a brake hold. We have the controller over here with more of the carbon fiber design, all black leather and tan stitching for the armrest. Just grabbing this up reveals a pretty good amount of space in here. We do have a USB port outlet. But closing that up now, we can take a look at the glove box. We have a silver grab handle. Actually a pretty good amount of space in here. Can definitely fit some items in there. But get a great view at the interior now. I really like how the two-tone design looks, especially these seats. And just sitting in it right now, these are really comfortable. Very sporty looking. I love the accents with the leathers, the perforated leather, the Alcantara, all the stitching. Definitely a really good looking interior. And then moving our way up top, we have LED lights for the dome lights. Just tapping that button, the whole thing lights up. We have your panoramic sunroof controls right here. Just pulling this back, the sunshade will open up, and then we can open up the front part of the glass. And now to take a look at the rear seats of the car, going ahead and open up the door. We have a very similar design for all the seats with the two-tone design with the tan and black leather. We have a combination of perforated and solid leather. We even get some tan stitching over on the centers and the outsides. The door panel is finished off very similarly with the two-tone design and carbon fiber design. These do have manual sunshades, easily open them up. And then to hop in the car to get a look at how comfortable the rear seats are and how much space we have, Closing up the door now, you actually have quite a lot of room in here. My knees have about 3 or 4 inches. I do have the driver's seat set to my height, which is 5'11". My feet are fitting nicely under the seats. Good armrest right here, and pretty comfortable seat. It's leaned back just enough to be comfortable. There's actually a ton of headroom. I have like 5 or 6 inches up here. And then going towards the center, we can pull this down. You have a good armrest right here. And pressing this, we have 2 cup holders as well. Closing this back up, if we pull this little lever, this entire center seat will come right down. So you do have a pretty good access through to the rear end of the car. One thing also cool, these headrests fold up for better visibility for the driver and better comfort for the rear passengers. But sitting in here, it's pretty comfortable. You do have a lot of glass around you, so it's not tight feeling at all. It's very, very open in here. For being a smaller SUV, this is one of BMW's smallest SUVs offered. There is no shortage of space back here. You do even get some creature comforts. We have all your air vents here, heated rear seats, and then climate control for the rear passengers. These are also reclining seats. Just pulling the lever right here, you can recline them a few more inches for added comfort. Now moving our way to the rear end and the storage space, there's a button beneath the BMW logo. You can also use the button on the key fob or on the interior to take a look at the rear end. This does have a power liftgate. We even have a cover in here if you have anything valuable, but really good space in here overall. We just have some floor mats in here, and then just pulling the latch on each side, we can unlock the front seats to have them fold down, so you have even more space now, and they even fold down without having to grab them. Pretty much folding flat, so you can definitely get a great look at how much space we have. And then to close everything up, you can either hit the lock button, which will close and lock the vehicle, or just tap the one button, power liftgate will automatically close. So we are now setting off in the X3M. Like I said, I'm a really big fan of these smaller SUVs just because driving them around town, they feel like little sports cars. They're not these jumbo family SUVs that are just harder to handle. They're easy to maneuver. You can point them in the direction you'd like. But so far now, just cruising in some traffic right now, getting up to speed and everything. It is a comfortable, normal car to drive. It's very smooth feeling. Visibility is really good all around. And then picking up to about 45 miles an hour, just getting comfortable in the seats. I have the ventilated seats on, which is an amazing touch to it, air conditioning blowing, but it's comfortable, it's easy to see out of. It's very smooth just driving in the basic automatic settings. We're in efficient, comfort, and comfort for all the different drive modes. We'll step up a little bit just to get some of the performance to it, but even just taking a sharp turn in the basic settings, there's no body roll or anything like that. I really like the materials you're getting in this car, the premium feeling leather, or the colors to it and everything. And then with all the BMWs that you guys have seen us film, it's very easy to get used to how everything works with the infotainment, all the different drive mode buttons. But with that said, we're gonna go ahead and pop it over into manual mode and then toggle a few of the different drive modes. We'll go into Sport Plus, and then suspension, we'll do Sport Plus, and steering, we'll bump that up as well. You can also do different presets, and using these thumb toggles, you can customize them, which is a really cool feature. And then of course, all those settings put the active exhaust on, but just doing a few downshifts has a really good sound to it. You get a nice little pop on the upshift, ooh, and some nice girdles on the downshifts. I'll do a little bit of an acceleration now just to get a feel for it. The brakes do a really good job. It's got some big brakes and it's not that big of a car, but just getting up a little bit. And that's like half throttle, not even going over 4,000 RPM. That picks up really quickly. The Competition versus the normal X3M does have a little bit more power, but just the driving dynamics of it, taking some turns to it, giving it a little bit of gas and hitting the brakes a little bit, it feels like a sports car, which is what this is supposed to be. This is a true M car. It's not just an M Sport X3, it's actually an M car, which is really cool to have this brought to the lineup. Oh, the exhaust, you can hear a little bit of the noises. Then hitting the brakes again, this thing really comes to a stop. And then getting back up to some speeds. That transmission is lightning quick. You don't really feel any of the gear change. There's just enough drama to make you have a little bit bigger smile on your face, but the acceleration, that is really quick feeling. And then now just cruising up to some speeds, we'll tone it down a little bit, bump us back into the automatic mode, and just toggle us down into efficient everything. Steering wheel is lighter, everything just toned down. The whole car just pretty pretty much change back into just your normal grocery getter SUV, which is one thing I really like about this being an M car. It can be a fun sports car. You can take this on some mountain roads, some back roads, and actually have a fun time playing with the car using the performance aspects. But then at the same time, you can tone it all the way down. It can be your daily driver. You can just go to work and back, go grocery shopping, pick up the kids. There is room in the back. It's actually quite roomy for being a smaller SUV. Easily you can sit in the back seat, and there is a lot of storage space as well. But just getting my feel for this car, I definitely like it. I like the small SUVs a lot. I obviously don't need any type of jumbo SUV with all sorts of space or anything, but for me, a good daily driver would be something just like this. Plenty of space for all the items I would put in the back. You can fit a few extra people, but it still has that fun to drive aspect that I like in sports cars, and that it's practical and roomy in a normal SUV at the same time. And then just back into some slow speed settings. This is an all-wheel drive vehicle, which is great for inclement weather and some performance driving, but now taking a tight turn in this cul-de-sac, turning radius is really tight. That is awesome. So a car like this, and another reason why I like these smaller SUVs, maneuvering in tight spaces and parking lots, pulling yourself into your driveway or something, or your garage, it's really easy to just navigate the car. You have all of the cameras in it, front and rear, side view, the 360 camera, which is amazing. So just navigating this car for the day-to-day aspects is something easy to do. And then moving back onto the interior, the fit and finish, the creature comfort, stuff like that, it's a BMW, so it's of course very nicely appointed. I like the new generation BMWs, how everything is laid out. It's easy to use, it has good use of materials, the leather everywhere is really soft feeling, and especially being this car with the two-tone seats, this tan color and the black and all the stitching just has an amazing look to it. And then the panoramic roof really helps give this car an open feel. But I think that's kind of everything to talk about with the X3 M. As far as performance goes, it's got some acceleration, and this is barely giving it any gas since it's still a brand new car. But it's got the performance to it, it's got the usability to it. It really has a ton of things to offer. Suspension absorbs everything well in the comfort settings, and then is really stiff for the performance settings as well. But I think that is going to wrap up the test drive. I'm really impressed with the car. This is my kind of SUV, in all honesty. I'm not just saying that. Once again, huge thank you to Hendrick BMW Northlake for providing this car for today's video. They have a really big selection of all the M cars, so definitely check them out. I'll have the link to their website down in the description below. But that is it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a huge thumbs up, smash that subscribe button. We'll see you all in the next video.